Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amy, and today we are checking out the new Loklike iEngraver. I have never owned a laser engraver before, so this is quite new for me. So I'll walk you through the process of using this device and what I think of it. As an avid crafter and an avid paper crafter, I've used many cutting machines before, but never something quite like this. Thank you to Loklike for sending me this product to test out. The Loklike iEngrave is a full-featured, beginner-friendly laser engraver that's quiet, fast, and finishes projects in just a few minutes. It can handle over 300 different materials, which I tested a few different ones out, and you'll see in just a few minutes. But first, there are quite a few pieces to this, so you'll see me pull all the pieces out. While there are a lot of pieces, and it's the most complicated machine I've ever owned in terms of putting together before I can use it, I will say it was very easy to put together, though a little time consuming, and then it worked perfectly. Compared to other laser engravers on the market, this one is very budget friendly and affordable. It's also beginner friendly with an app. It does hook up to other laser engraving computer programs, but I decided to just use the app that they provided since I have no experience using any of the other programs. It has a working speed of up to 500 millimeters per second, and it's safe, y'all. It's a Class 1 certified laser with a multi-alert system for movement, fire, improper temperature, and even tilt. It has built-in sensors monitoring real-time, sending alerts if there are any issues. So that is super cool. As I mentioned, I decided to use it on the mobile device, but you can also use it on desktop and hook it up to other programs. But this is what it looks like finished up. You do want to make sure you're near a window so you can hook that tube up when you use it so that none of the things that you don't want to breathe in come into your house. I just have to say this is so cool. I've never had something quite like this, and my mind is going wild with all the different possibilities of things that you could create using a machine like this. The first thing I wanted to create was my new logo on a little wood board just to see how it would turn out. This design was hand-drawn by me, so I was really excited to get it onto a piece of wood so that I can display it somewhere near my desk. So here it goes. I'm just going to show you how it turned out and then take you through the full process of creating something else from my phone. This is in real time, so as you can see, it's a pretty speedy little device. This only took 5 minutes to create this entire thing, and then it was completely done. And here is the finished little result. I think that is so cute. I love how it came out. Of course, you can make more than just little wood plaques. There are a lot of different crafts we can make with this. But before we do that, don't forget that when using a laser, you want to wear your sunglasses to protect your eyes. Loklike does supply sunglasses with this, so it always sits next to the machine so that I don't forget. The app is super user-friendly. It is the same app for all their different machines, so you go ahead and log in, and then it gives you this little tutorial that you can click through. Then you have to hook up your machine. So in order to do that, they have a little hotspot attached to the device, so once you've turned it on, the hotspot can connect to your Wi-Fi so that you can send your projects to the iEngraver. I will say that after the first project, then I suddenly couldn't make any more projects, and I reached out to support. There was a problem with the SD card, it said, but it turns out it was an app issue. They fixed it and then had me reinstall the app, and then everything was working great. As you guys know, I'm always real with you, so I wanted to let you know that there was that little hiccup. And this is about how long it takes to connect to that Wi-Fi, so super quick. But the support was really, really great at getting back in touch and making sure I had everything working again. All right, so as you can see, we're going to laser engrave a notebook. Another note, not all notebooks can be laser engraved. You have to make sure it's the right material. So don't do something that's going to create toxic fumes. Make sure you know what your notebooks are made of. Anyways, I opened the canvas here and added my Amy Plans things and Inspire Your Journey, and then I went into their library to look for a pencil. So I grabbed the pencil of my choice, and I'm going to move it to fit it in the design. They have a whole library filled with all sorts of different designs that you can just use for your crafting purposes. And again, this part is in real time, so you see me putting it all together, moving things around just a little bit, and it's literally that quick. I had to move the designs down because I wanted to make sure it wasn't at the very top of the notebook. So I moved those down, and next up you're going to see how I line things up using the device. So when you start to make it, you have to select what material you're using. On the last one I used basswood. On this one I chose leather. Now mine is a vegan leather cover, but from the research that I did online and making sure I knew what was in this particular cover, I found that this one was safe to use, but not all vegan leather covers will be. So again, be cautious if you're doing this stuff. Anyways, it has this cool little dial right here, and you get to select the button for origin where it gets the machine back into place, and then you can frame it. And it will show you the frame of where the project is going to be by moving the device inside the machine so that you can line up your project properly. And again, this is a speedy little machine. It took less than 5 minutes to complete this little notebook. I will say I did not line it up 100% properly. It is a little bit more to the left than I want by like maybe 1/4 of an inch. But for my first notebook project, I think it turned out pretty well, and I can definitely work on how I line things up better in the future. As a complete beginner to laser engraving, I will say that I'm very happy with all the projects that came out, and I can think of all the holiday presents and birthday gifts and various things that I can make using this machine. Anyways, here's a sped up look at this. This notebook is going to be my ideas notebook where I can do some quick little sketches or ideas lists for all the stickers and other products that I want to come out with. And here's the finished result. I'm really excited to start using this notebook. I love the idea of laser engraving notebooks. I can make exactly what I want. Just need to figure out lining it up a little bit better. But again, as a total beginner, this process was so easy. Next up, I wanted to test out something I had noticed on here. When you make selections, you can choose either engrave or fill, and I wanted to see the difference between that. So I decided to make this little floral. It's part of their library online through the app, and I was just gonna have it make on some more basswood board and have it make one line and one fill and see the difference between them. This first one is the outline one, so that's what we're going to see first, and then I'll do the fill after that. As you can see, that is super light. It's hard to see. That would be great if you're doing something that you want to have the outline ready to go for some acrylic paint or something like that. But next up, let's see what the fill looks like. I think that would be really great for journal covers or for something where you don't want to paint at all and you just want to create a sign using the engraver. This one took about double the time just because it's filling every little piece in. So take that into consideration, but obviously it's still a quick little thing. This one is so much darker and so cute. I think I might be putting that one up on my wall somewhere too. And here's a quick look at the fill versus the engrave one. The very last thing that I wanted to test out for you all was creating an actual cutout in a piece of wood. And so this one is a circle that I'm going to have a butterfly on. So I went to their library, got a circle shape, and then found a butterfly. So in this, when I'm creating it in the app for the 2 different files that are going to go on the same piece, I have to select what I want. So for the circle, I will select a cut, and for the butterfly, I will select fill. Since this one is being cut completely all the way through, it doesn't really matter where I line it up as long as the entire circle is going to fit on the piece of wood. So I did the little thing to see the frame of it and saw that it went over the edge of the wood, so that wasn't going to work. So all I did was just move the wood down just a tiny bit in order to make sure that the circle fit. I did the framing again and saw that it was going to all be on that piece of wood. As you see this cutting all the way through, you can see that smoke coming off the right-hand side of the wood over there. So just make sure, y'all, if you do this, get that tube out the window. There's a lot of smoke right there. That is not good for you. Make sure it's going out a window and out of your house. You need that ventilated. But it's doing a great job of cutting all the way through, and it's pretty quick. Again, this project took less than 5 minutes also. I'm sure something on a bigger piece of wood would take longer, but to complete a project of whatever size so quickly is pretty cool. All right, speeding up the process here so you can see the rest of it. It's just going to fill that butterfly in the center, just like we did with the other images on the other pieces of wood. And I think this one turned out so cute too. I need to think of other fun engraving things that I should try. So if you have any ideas, let me know. They have a list of 300 plus items, materials that I can use. So I'll have to come up with some good Christmas gifts for my family this year for sure. Let me know what you think I should create. If you're interested in getting crafty and trying something like this out for yourself as a beginner, this is probably the device for you because it's going to be way cheaper than any other engraver on the market. I do have an exclusive 20% off discount code for you guys. It is listed down below, as well as a link so that you can grab that if you're interested. This is valid through July 7th. And oh my gosh, you guys, look at how well it cut through that. That is so fun. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what else you think I should make with this. See you guys all in the next video. Bye.